So today I want to show you how to create an amazing website, and the website that I want to show you is this specific website. As you can see, as we scroll down, we have a video that comes in, and then this is the interesting part. As I come to this area, I'm still scrolling, but you can see the images are moving from left to right, the images in the videos. This goes all the way, as you can see, as I keep on scrolling. It's a very nice way of adding some, pizzazz to your website so that it can stand out. My name is Joe, and this is Frima Dive. Let's get started. Okay, now this is my Frima dashboard. Sorry, this is my Frima workspace, and I already created some of the structure. As you can see, I have my desktop here, which inside the desktop I have the hero section, which is this part. So my hero section is set to 100 VH, and inside I have the text and as two text inside this container. And then now I also have this other section, which is just a bunch of text. And then I have this video section, and then I have now this scroll section, which I want to show you how to actually create it. So I'm going to create it from scratch. Yeah. So what am I gonna do? First thing we can do is we can take this video section and click Ctrl D to duplicate it, or we can right click on our mouse and then come here to duplicate. So now we'll have two videos, but essentially we want this to be our new scroll section. So I'm going to call it scroll section. Okay, so in this scroll section, this is now, so I'm going to kill this video. So in this scroll section, this is now where I want to display what this is where I want to display this effect. This where as you sorry, let me show you again. This is where I want to display this specific effect. So as I scroll, I can be able to see what is happening. So let's go back. Okay, so the idea now is to place my images inside here. But before we do that, we need to first understand what it takes. So now we have a scroll section, and the scroll section is going to be the area where we're going to be scrolling as the images move from left to right. So essentially, we need the scroll section to be as long or as high as possible. So I'm going to come here and create a fixed height, and then we can put like something like 4000 in height pixels. Now as you can see, we have just made our scroll section look big. So what we're going to do is we're going to be scrolling from here to here, and then the images are going to be moving from left to right. Okay, nice. So now what else we need to do? We need now to create a container just here so that it can simulate our images, or it can hold our images together. So I'm going to hold F on my keyboard so that I can draw a frame inside this scroll section. And then as you can see, the frame comes to the center. Why? Because this scroll section is a stack, and the stack is set to center. So I'm just going to come here and click first of all, not really, I'm going to come to here and just click it start, and then now I'm going to make this frame to fill the available space, and I'm going to make it to be 100 VH so that we can only see 100 VH, 100% of the viewport. The viewport is basically the part where you see. So if I now come and view my website, as I scroll down, I have this blue part, but as you can see, we are still scrolling. It's not first of all, it's not static. So what I'm going to do now, I need to change this frame into a different positioning type. So I'm gonna put it as fixed positioning, but as you can see, I can't put it at fixed positioning, but actually I need to put it at sticky positioning. So when I put it at sticky positioning, you can see that our height has changed from 100 VH to 20. This is just a small minor setback, but what you just need to do is return it to 100 VH. Okay, so now we have this, and we can remove the fill. So now we have a frame which is going to hold our images together. Now it should be sticky, and I can just return the color so you can see the effect. Okay, so now as I scroll, okay, so the frame is not still sticking on this positioning, so perhaps there's something wrong. So what exactly is wrong? So remember, before, what we didn't set right is that before you feel the effect of a sticky positioning, you need to make all parent layers visible. So all the parent frame or parent sections, which now for this frame, the parent one is this scroll section, we need to make it to be visible. So we're gonna come here, overflow, and I'm gonna click here, visible. If you do not understand this, I am going to create a video where I'm going to explain what is the difference between overflow, visible, scroll, and hidden. So please be sure to subscribe below. So let's continue. So now if we view this, if we now view our blue part, as you can see, it doesn't change. Why? It means that now this is now where we want our images to be. Now as you can see, we're scrolling, and then this is the final section. So now we just need to place our images inside here. So I'm gonna kill the color, I'm gonna zoom inside so I can see well, and then I'm gonna now start creating I'm going to create a container that will hold our images together. Remember, we need our images to like move from left to right, so they're going to start from here to somewhere here, but let me show you how it's going to look like. So I'm going to come here and inside this frame, and I'm going to draw a container, and this container, I'm going to call this the image container, and actually this frame here, I'm going to call it the sticky container. Okay, so this sticky container will have, we can add a layout so that we can have this image at the center of it. So the next thing we can just call we can place the height to fill the available space, and then we can now start adding images into our container. So remember, we can just remove this fill. Now we have the container, the image container, where we can now start adding our images. So let's create a frame here. Let's assume this is now our first image, which I'm going to call image or let me just call it 1. Create a component so that we can call this our component, our image component, so we can actually reuse it in all the other images for just easy way to be easier for us to use it. So I'm gonna click this image, and then I'm gonna click create component, and I'm gonna just name it image 1, or let me name it image. Okay, so now this is our image, but I'll kill the fill, and then I'll add our image here, which is I'll just generate a random photo, something better. Okay, this is much better. What I want to create a variable so that it can be easy for me to change the images inside the container. Okay, so I'm gonna create a variable, I'm gonna name it image, and then I'm going to I just click outside. So again, don't worry if you don't understand what are variables. I'm also going to create a video that will explain that to you in the future. Just please comment down below and I'll be sure to look into it. So now we have an image which has a variable as our image. So now, as you're going to notice that when I duplicate this and then I just place it anywhere, okay, and so I can just come to this and click this image here, which is now a variable, and I can click and I can add any other image. Okay, so now we have another image. So it's the same component but now different images. Then what I'm going to do next, I'm going to come here now to my image container, and then I'm gonna make sure that we stretch it all the way. But before we do that, as you can see, as we stretch, we're not really aligning it well. So we go now to the parent layer of this image container and set it to distribute from the start. Okay, so now as we okay, we also need to come to the parent here and also distribute from the start. Not really, okay, distribute from the start, yes, but align it from the left, sorry. So the parent now is aligned from the left, so this is aligned from the left. Now we can now enlarge this sort of image container. Then I'm going to go back to my images and I can hold Alt so that I can duplicate it, hold Alt and then release it, and then release your left cursor and then release Alt, and then you can do the same for the other images. So now as you can see, you can't see this image because the overflow here is set to not visible, it's hidden. So we just need to come to our parent and see, okay, we want to see what's inside here. So we come here to the parent layer and we click overflow to visible. Now we can see it. So, and also we need also to come to the scroll section. Yeah, overflow is also set to visible. This is okay. So now we can continue adding more images. So just drag around. Perfect. So now we can change the images inside it. We can just take a bunch of other images. Okay, we can do this very quickly. Perfect. So now we have a bunch of images. So what we're gonna do is we want these images to move from left to right. Okay, remember that. So if I go now and view my page, you won't notice much of a difference because we still have to put something inside. So now this is the images here, but there's nothing that is happening. Actually, we still have the image is still static. As you can see, nothing is changing. So we come back and we say, so what we want is we want these images to move from left to right. Okay, but before we do that, we need to define a scroll section. So this section that we created as our scroll section, we need to define it as a scroll section. So let's call it 101. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna come now to our image container and we're gonna go and add an effect. So we're gonna add an effect and then we're gonna say, okay, want you to scroll transform. Okay, so when a section is in view and when it gets to the top of the viewport, we want to choose section 101 and we want to take it from opacity is 1, scale is 1. So what we really want to change is from this position to, we're gonna offset it all the way to like around, let's see, negative 1200. Let's see, 1200 is too small. Let's put negative 2000. Let's put yeah, like that. So essentially we're seeing now we want it to move from here to here. Okay, nice. So now we have uh, a scroll transform. So this is going to move from this point to this other point. So now let me, as you can see, if I now click and view my page, then as I scroll, just wait a minute for them to load. So now as I scroll, you see, we can see now the images are moving. I don't know if you can see, but the images are moving from left to right. Okay, so we can see now they're moving. So I'm scrolling, the images are moving. Nice. So we've achieved what we wanted to achieve. It's very simple. So if you want to do it yourself, or if you want to get more information, you can remix this file, try it yourself, and I wish you a happy building. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. See you in the next video.